Have you ever looked at someone in their 80s or 90s who is just full of life, staying completely vibrant, active, and energetic, and wondered, what is the actual secret? Here in the US, our average life expectancy tends to fluctuate, but let's be honest, just living longer doesn't always mean living better. Welcome to This Explainer. Today, we're going to break down 10 science-backed daily habits that can literally add healthy, thriving years to your life. And the beautiful truth we'll uncover today? True longevity isn't found in some billionaire's fancy biohacking lab or through outrageously expensive treatments. No way. It's built quietly and powerfully through consistent, simple, daily actions. Okay, let's dive into this. Why is it that some people absolutely thrive well past their 90th birthdays? They maintain their energy, their mental sharpness, their independence. Meanwhile, others struggle with severe chronic decline decades earlier. We often assume it's just the luck of the draw, or, well, maybe just good genes. But today, we're going to look at the concrete evidence showing how your daily habits are the absolute true architects of your life expectancy. To make this super easy to apply, here is our roadmap for the explainer. 1. The science of longevity. 2. Fueling and moving your body. 3. Rest and stress management. 4. Mind, connection, and habits. And number 5, your daily action plan. Let's start with section 1. The science of longevity, genetics versus daily choices. And this brilliantly illustrates a really common misconception. It's so easy to look at our family tree and feel like our health destiny is totally pre-written. But here's the thing, genetics only hand you your starting cards. They play a fixed role in establishing your baseline health. Your daily habits, however, they have a vastly bigger impact on whether you actually develop those chronic diseases later in life. The power to drastically reduce your risk of illness and dictate your quality of life lies in small, consistent actions that are entirely within your control. Moving right along to section 2, fueling and moving your body. Let's talk about habits for physical vitality. I want you to think of your body like a high-performance vehicle. The physical inputs you provide are what keep the whole system running smoothly. Now, the number 30 might not look like much on its own, but this simple 2-digit figure represents one of the most profound interventions in modern preventative medicine. We're talking about 30 minutes of moderate daily movement. You do not need to become an elite athlete to extend your life. 30 minutes is the golden threshold. Whether it's a brisk walk through your neighborhood, maybe some cycling, swimming, or even just dancing in your living room, that consistent movement is a biological powerhouse. It directly improves your heart health, lowers your blood pressure, and drastically lowers your risk of diabetes. Now, a really common mistake is thinking you need to knock out a grueling 30 minutes all at once. Actually, scratch that. You totally don't. Breaking it up into, say, 3 10-minute walks after your meals is an absolutely incredible way to boost your mood, balance your blood sugar, and build consistency over intensity. Now, what's really interesting about this slide is the stark contrast in how we fuel ourselves. On one side, we've got whole foods, colorful fruits, vegetables, whole grains, lean proteins. On the exact opposite side, we have the standard American diet, which is just highly processed foods packed with excess sugar, sodium, and unhealthy fats. Relying on those processed diets is basically a fast track to obesity, metabolic disorders, and heart disease. A major key to longevity is spotting and limiting those sneaky hidden sugars that make their way into our everyday items. So what should you be doing instead? Adding color. Health experts consistently recommend filling at least half your plate with colorful fruits and vegetables. And these aren't just empty calories, right? They are jam-packed with essential vitamins, minerals, antioxidants, and fiber. This is quite literally food as medicine. This kind of plant-based nutrition strengthens your immune system, optimizes your digestion, actively reduces systemic inflammation, and naturally lowers your risk of heart disease and certain cancers. But hey, solid fuel is really only half the equation. It's estimated that up to 75% of Americans are walking around chronically dehydrated, and they don't even realize it. A super common mistake is actually confusing mild dehydration for hunger. Water is absolutely essential for every single cell in your body to function properly. Drinking enough water daily regulates your body temperature, aids in digestion, flushes out that midday fatigue, and significantly improves your cognitive concentration. All right, section 3, rest and stress management, recharging the system. All of that excellent physical fueling and moving we just talked about means absolutely nothing without proper recovery. Which brings us to an incredibly crucial metric, 7 to 9. This represents the hours of quality sleep adults must aim for each and every single night. Look, in our fast-paced modern culture, we sometimes treat sleep deprivation like a badge of honor. But let me be perfectly clear, sleep is not a luxury. It is an absolute biological necessity. Hitting that 7 to 9 hour window is literally when the internal magic happens. It actively supports your brain function, consolidates your memory, and rebuilds your immune health, all while protecting your heart. Conversely, chronic poor sleep is directly linked to obesity and cardiovascular disease. To achieve this, you really need to create a consistent sleep schedule and, this is critical, stop the doom scrolling. Avoiding those blue light emitting screens at least an hour before bedtime is a total game changer for your sleep quality. So the crucial point is that physical recovery also requires mental recovery. Here's a surprising fact. Chronic stress is physically toxic. It literally floods your body with cortisol, negatively affecting nearly every single bodily system and significantly increasing your risk for high blood pressure, anxiety, and weakened immunity. Active stress management, whether you do that through deep breathing, meditation, prayer, exercise, or just spending 10 quiet minutes in nature, literally shields your cardiovascular system. Moving to Section 4, Mind, Connection, and Habits. These are really the overlooked longevity tools. We hear so much about diet and exercise that we completely forget about cognitive and behavioral health. To age vibrantly, you have to actively stimulate your mind just like it's a muscle. Read books, solve puzzles, play strategy games, or learn a brand new skill. Lifelong learning maintains your cognitive function as the years go by. On the behavioral side, we absolutely must address the ultimate habit to avoid, smoking. According to the CDC, it remains the leading preventable cause of death in the U.S. Completely avoiding tobacco or making the choice to quit today drastically and immediately improves your lifespan. Trust me, it is truly never too late to quit. You know, human beings are deeply, deeply social creatures. Strong, meaningful connections with your family, friends, and your community actively ward off the severe physical dangers of loneliness. And if you pair those social bonds with a daily practice of gratitude, you are literally rewiring your brain for resilience. Just taking a tiny moment each day to appreciate the good things lowers systemic stress, improves your overall mental health, and adds deeply joyful years to your life. And that brings us to Section 5, your daily action plan. Small daily choices. Let's move to and see how this builds. We've covered a ton of ground today, so please feel free to take a screenshot of this ultimate recap. Under Fuel and Move, get your 30 minutes of daily movement. Eat colorful produce, hydrate, and ditch that processed sugar. For Rest and Recover, fiercely protect those 7 to 9 hours of sleep. Manage your stress proactively and avoid smoking. And finally, for Mind and Connect, keep learning, stay socially engaged, and practice daily gratitude. You see, living longer isn't some crazy mystery. It's simply the compounding interest of making these small, daily choices.
So, my final question to you is this. Which of these habits are you going to start today to add life to your years? You don't have to tackle all 10 at once, I promise. Just pick one, master it, and let it create an amazing domino effect in your life. I'd love for you to leave a comment below with the specific healthy habit you are committing to right now. And hey, if you found this explainer helpful, please hit that like button, subscribe, and turn on notifications for more science-backed health content. Thank you so much for learning with me today. Remember, your future health is being decided by the choices you make today. What will yours be?